Now that you've established your website domain with Easy Busy Pets hosting and you've learned how to add a page, you can now modify the content on those pages that you've added. Here's an example website where I have entered the Meet the Team page, but I can edit this page at any time by clicking the edit button. And when I do that, it shows me all the different components of this website page. All website pages are divided into three parts: header, body, and footer. The footers and headers have consistent content across pages, plus and minus, of course, various settings that you for particular pages that you're editing. And what you're seeing in the body of the page are just various blocks. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and publish this page and start with an additional page. I called it the services and rates page. Now, as you can see here, there's no content for the body. There's just the header and the footer. I'm editing this page now. And because there's no content, it's just offering me an option to just start adding the first such block. Inside, it's blank, and you can insert content like a text box into this block. Just make sure that it's selected and then you can insert into it. Now, as you can see, I'm just kind of adding some kind of gibberish, and I can add maybe an image. These are essentially elements that you can use to make up the content of your site. And whenever I add these elements, which are not widgets, these are elements, as in they are static. They have various duration options when you click on them. As you can see, there's this dialog here that moves along with me and changes depending on the context of what I'm clicking on. In terms of context, when I'm editing this page, there's the block, which makes up the whole section here, the group, which houses a bunch of the elements that, well, these couple of elements that I've just added. And you can have all kinds of editing options for these various elements, which are described in a different video. Widgets are very interesting because they are not static, they're actually dynamic. This is an operations technology. Easy Busy Pets involves scheduling and invoicing and billing, and has all this data that is opened up to various users of your website. These can be managers like yourself, or let's say employees or third-party contractors. And also a very important component is the experience for your pet owners. And so we have all these widgets which are dynamic in terms of their purpose, and they linking to or integrated with your operations, and they are dynamically showing details that are not static and have a lot to do with what's going on in your day-to-day. Or perhaps if a pet owner wants to come here and make a booking, let's say this is the kind of page that it is. So I'm going to insert services here, and you can make these pages look any way you wish. It's just kind of starting from a default kind of setup here. And what this widget is doing is it's sourcing all my settings for services and the categories that they're part of, or maybe products that I sell, or packages or memberships. This particular one is focused on the services, not the memberships, but nonetheless, you have all these options to drag and drop interactive content for various users of your system. In this case, I have boarding, daycare, and a dog park, but I can even modify this. I can add some images, I can add their descriptions. It just sources it all from your service settings in the operational side of things. Let's just focus on boarding. So maybe this page will be a page describing your boarding services. Of course, we have all kinds of pet care that uses Easy Busy Pets, but this is just for demonstrations. Maybe you want to show rates and images of the individual service offerings on the boarding, that sort of thing. And so here we are saving these changes, and let's see what happens. So we have a little bit of a change, and you have the power to really make this widget work to your needs. If you find that this isn't exactly the way you want it to look, it's no problem, because each and every one of these components within this widget you can define in a custom way on Easy Busy Pets website pages. So that ends this video on how to add these elements or widgets. Please tune in for our sister video on how to edit them in more detail. And that's all.